Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. Y'all already know we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we don't keep receipts. We keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, The Ref, where I keep the score on everything sports, hip-hop, and hot topics. So you don't got to worry about what the score is because I'm going to score it for you. And look, y'all see what's on the board. Jalen Rose versus Stephen A. Smith. And this was a debate that took place some time ago. This is not the first time we've covered Jalen Rose on a debate, but this topic happens to be about, do you think that superstars running to the same team is ruining sports? Is it ruining the NBA? Is it happening in the NFL also? Well, this was a debate that took place between Stephen A. Smith and Jalen Rose, and we had to score it. We did one on Jalen Rose versus Skip Bayless before, and that one got heated also. It ended in a one-sided victory. If you guys want to know who won that, you got to go back and find it. But no further ado on this one. We're going to get right to it because this one supposedly got a little heated. So here we go.
If you're the Los Angeles Lakers and you draft or you have Norm Nixon and then all of a sudden you draft Byron Scott and he ends up as a part of your team. If you have Bird and Parrish and you get McHale or whatever the case may be. Clearly, this is a situation where I'm talking about a team building and assembling a roster full of talent as opposed to players coming together as one. You can't knock them, particularly in this day and age, for looking at their business interests, because the more successful you are, the more money you make, the less dependent you are on people down the road, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I understand that. But what we're talking about is, and let's face it, we're not talking about LeBron as much as Durant in this situation. And I tried to explain this to a lot of people that try to make that argument, comparing it to. When LeBron went to Miami had gotten bounced out in the first round the year before, and LeBron, D. Wade, and Bosh had never played together. The issue with Durant is that not only was he a superstar, not only did had he just lost in the conference finals to the same team a month earlier, but everyone was there but him. Had none of
Great point, Stephen A. I mean, out of the gate, you on fire with nothing but primaries. Nothing but primary sources. Out of the gate, that is some great insight on exactly what was going on when this Kevin Durant and the super team thing was going on and comparing it to LeBron James. That's a great point. That's a great point of view. And Jalen Rose, all I can say is, man, you better be ready to fight back because obviously he came prepared.
them played together and they assembled. That's entirely different than you joining an already well-oiled machine.
Well, it's a lot different in the collegiate game because
I agree.
It's one shot, one kill in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
In the NBA, the best team usually wins because it's a 7-game series. And it's not.
Wait, that's not true. The best team don't always win because it's a 7-game series. What the 7-game series got to do with anything? You're supposed to bring your A game every game, whether it's 7 games or 1 game. James Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. Do we consider James Buster Douglas the best fighter? No. We just consider him the best fighter that night. Just that night, he was the best fighter in boxing. Just for a night. The other 364 days of the year? No. That's not true. 7-game series, well, listen, you want to have all those games at a neutral site? Or do you want to just play 1 game on the road? No, everybody gets a chance to play some home games. That's why the teams, they earn that right. They earn that right to play in front of their crowd and have some home court advantage, some home cooking. So no, that's not a good example at all.
Super teams. See, it's not all-star teams that people are mad about because nobody's mad that Paul George plays with Russell Westbrook. It's super teams. That means when an MVP level player decides that, oh, I'm going to go play in Miami. Oh, I'm going to go play in Golden State. And that's always transpired in the NBA. It's just you talked about when you get drafted, i.e. when the team does it.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Everybody, I want you to watch the scoreboard. I want y'all to watch the scoreboard, everybody. Pay close attention. Jalen Rose, no. Nobody said anything about MVPs. Nobody said anything about MVPs. Obviously, MVPs don't just go around the league like that, going from one team to another. Most of the GOATs of the old school stayed on one team their entire career. We didn't see Larry Bird playing for the Indiana Pacers. We didn't see that. Listen, no. This is not about MVPs. This is about the best player from a specific team going and playing with another team that already has an assembled cast and has assembled a 73-9 record and have won championships. So if they get the best player off another team, whether it's an MVP, superstar, any other kind of star, if he's just a good player, added to that dynamic, you have an imbalance. Because now that team that was once trying to compete against them no longer has a good player on their team. Their best player just went to go play with the best and made them better and then made them great. And then great became greater and greater became the greatest when he wasn't even necessary. When he wasn't even necessary. It almost became like the you can't beat them, join them game. And it's starting to happen in all sports, not just basketball. Football also. Nobody wants to watch the New York Giants if Saquon Barkley's not on the damn team. Why would I want to watch the Giants play the Raiders if Saquon Barkley and their marquee player's not on there? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Let's continue, guys.
Versus when I choose as a free agent, when I do it.
But that's not all I talked about. You're right, but that's not all I talked about. I also talked about that superstar joining a well-oiled machine. If the Golden State Warriors, if Steph and Clay and Draymond weren't together and they all decided to go together and join Kevin Durant, as much as you might not like that, you can still wait and take a wait-and-see approach. But when you're 73-9, and when an argument is being made,
now
like
that's one example.
But that's all.
KD is an isolated example because the Warriors are the only team in the history of the NBA to have two All-Stars both under 30.
Well, that's fair.
So that has never happened.
No. But
wait a damn minute. That is not true. That is not true. I wish the scoreboard could go in reverse. I wish we could go negative. Because you'd be, damn near below, you'd be below zero, freezing. Antarctica, Alaska. Because that's not true. The player that you're talking about right now is one of the ones that did it. See, you're building a straw man argument, Jalen Rose. Once again, I've seen you do this before. The problem is that Stephen A. Smith is hitting you with primaries. Straw man arguments can't stand up in front of that. They will fall apart. Now, you just made a claim. That's not true. In the history of the NBA, that has been done with Kevin Durant. And guess who he did it with in 2011? Russell Westbrook. It was Russell Westbrook's first All-Star selection. They both was 22 years old. They did it again in 2012. They did the first one in 2011, and the second one was in 2012. They both was 23, and Durant was the All-Star MVP. What are you talking about? They did it multiple times, and they were both under 30. So it has happened. And if you remember, James Harden was on one of those squads, probably, if I ain't mistaken. He was coming off of the bench. See, I wish I could go in reverse because I would take another point. Because you'd be working on negative. Fortunately for you, we can't do that. But that's not true.
The reason why it's relevant is because you know all it takes is one to really turn folks off. If you're looking at the National Basketball Association, at that particular moment in time, think about what time in recent memory where we sat back and said, this is a damn waste of time. Ain't no reason to even watch this. We haven't done that.
Let me go back to my point.
Sure.
Nobody's mad at Kyrie for being on Boston. You know why? The team traded him, i.e. the organization like you keep alluding to, and he's not an MVP candidate.
That's not the reason.
But the Boston Celtics are a terrific basketball team.
That's not the reason. That's a horrible example.
Why is that?
I'm getting ready to explain. Number one, he left LeBron. Number two, when he left LeBron, Cleveland was still a favorite. Number three, we didn't know how big time Jason Tatum was going to be.
You're still getting away from the point.
I'm not getting away from the point. I'm right on it.
He got traded to the Boston Celtics.
He's not off of the point, Jalen Rose. He's right on the point, and he just dropped nothing but facts. And you look befuddled right now. You're looking befuddled right now. He just dropped all facts. Look at his face because he's waiting for your rebuttal because he just dropped all facts on you. And that wasn't nothing but the truth. Cleveland was the favorites. He was the favorite. If an organization made that trade, hey, it is what it is. We seen New York Giants send Saquon Barkley to Philadelphia, and they found out how big of a mistake that was. Organizations make mistakes. Organizations make mistakes. But if you got a player that are chasing rings and they want to go where everybody's winning and nobody wants to compete against one another, then what's the point of watching the sport? We watch it so we can see the stars play against the stars, not play with one another. And that's sort of like how, a lot of things are going today. Because I'm almost on the tip where I want to see there's two things I'm having a problem with. One, I don't think that there should be players on the team that should be untradeable. Okay, when it comes to the stars, there should be a star in every market that we watch, or else we're not going to turn the television on. It's just that simple. If they don't have a star out there, we're not going to watch that market if it's not going to be competitive. Two, there should be a pay for play situation going on right now, especially with somebody like Joel Embiid and Paul George. Damn it, if you can outplay your contract, you can damn sure underplay it too. That should be a two-way door. That door should swing both ways. If you overplay it, your agent is the first person at the table asking for more money. What happens when you underpay it? Oh, it's just pay me? No, you're underplaying, you're underperforming. So if you're on the floor for 20 games, then damn it, look at what's going on with Ben Simmons. If you're not performing and the crowd is coming out there spending our hard-earned money to watch, and you're not even on the floor, you're in street clothes like us, what's the point? Give me the damn ball. Give me the ball. If I pay them, I'm paying all this money to come see you. Man, let me suit up. Damn it, that's how y'all can reimburse me. Let me suit up. Let me throw up some. Let me catch a few bombs. You got to be kidding me. Jalen Rose, fight back. Because you're doing it again. If you're out there on that straw man argument stuff, this guy on the right-hand side is going to destroy you. And I'm leaning towards that Stephen A. knows something about debating. Because everybody that stands in front of him, when he gets you in the straw man argument nonsense, he just gets you up against the ropes and beats you to death.
Would you have felt some type of way if he chose to go to Boston as a free agent? No, you wouldn't have.
That's not true.
Because Kyrie Irving isn't an iconic MVP level player.
That's not the issue. What I'm saying to you, Jalen, is this. If the Boston Celtics were what they are now, and there was no LeBron in the Eastern Conference, and Kyrie decides to join them.
They couldn't be what they are now without Kyrie.
Well, I'm answering.
They made it to the conference finals.
You're changing the narrative. I'm saying if the Boston Celtics were loaded already, and there was no foreseeable competition that we viewed, and he joined that team, we would frown upon that. That's not what happened with Boston.
To me, the Golden State Warriors didn't show me that they were invincible last year.
The first year. The first year, Kevin Durant.
I'm a person that
the first year.
I'm a person that feels like if Chris Paul had not gotten injured, Houston would.
That's not what we're talking about. The year before.
They're not talking about that, Jalen. Pay attention and stay on topic. This is Stephen A. Smith came to play. Stephen A. Smith came to play, y'all. This is not good. This is not a good look, man. It's not a good look. Stephen A. Smith is smoking your boots, Jalen. You're not even on topic. Wow.
When Kevin Durant first got there.
I didn't like KD.
No.
I didn't like KD losing to the Warriors and joining them. But what I'm trying to say is that's an isolated incident in NBA history. Nobody's right now upset at LeBron. Think about this. LeBron left Cleveland and they ain't getting nothing in return for him. Nobody's upset about that. LeBron joins the Los Angeles Lakers. Nobody's upset about that.
That's not the subject.
Jalen Rose. Listen, this is what happens, people, when you get out there on strawman arguments. You get to defending it for a whole entire segment. Look at the two co-hosts. Look at their face. Look at the gentleman right next to Stephen A. Smith in the middle. And look at Stephen A. Smith and look at Jalen Rose. He's almost out of his seat, defending him with his hands wide open, defending a straw man position. And it's not working. Both of them are looking at him like, yo, what is wrong with this guy? Are you not hearing the facts? You're debating the facts. He's giving you the facts, and then you coming up with all these other type of scenarios that don't fit the narrative. They telling you to stay on topic, stay on subject, because it's not working. You're chasing your tail right now because the things that you're talking about have nothing to do with the topic of conversation. It don't take an MVP. It could take the best player from another team to make a transition to a team that don't need them. They're 73-9. They already got all the groceries. They already made all the meals. And then here you come with more food. You didn't come to eat. You came to bring more food. They already have it. You could go serve somebody else. Why are you going to bring food to a party that already have it? Save that food for another party, or go have a party where you can feed some other people. That's what Stephen A. Smith is telling you right now. And you're up and out of your seat. And they looking at you like, wait a minute.
They don't have other all-star level players on the squad.
So you're just going to change the narrative. So you're going to act like 2 years ago when Kevin Durant went to Golden State. You had absolutely no issue with the fact that it was the balance of power has so drastically shifted that had ruined that season. Is that what you're saying?
The season was not ruined for me.
Oh, come on, Jalen.
Because here's, see, the media can't have it both.
No, hold on. Stop with that media. Where are you working at? I'm sorry, who you playing for? Who are you playing for? Who are you playing for? Last time
Got him. Look at my man in the middle now. Feet up. Look at Stephen A. Smith. Got him. When they use your own word, look at Jalen Rose's hand. That's like saying, don't beat me no more. Listen, this is bad. This is bad right here, y'all. This is bad. When he's talking about the media, he's talking like an athlete that have come into a paradigm and defending the athletes against people that are in the media. No, you're in their paradigm now, and they don't care that you played on another level. They've been doing this for years and critiquing players for years, and they know how to debate, and they know the difference between a straw man argument and using primary sources. And they are touching you up right now with it. They are touching you up right now with it to the point where my man has put his feet up on the desk and he's enjoying this. Because no matter how much experience you have playing in the NBA, they're telling you that you don't know what you're talking about right now. And Stephen A. is going to town. But you have seemed to have it confused, and you probably came up in there thinking that you had an advantage because you played the sport for so long, and you're finding out that that's not the case here. You're in their forum right now. Believe it or not, you are in their forum. Now, if this was a basketball court, and it would be a different story. It would be a different story. But you acting like you're there to teach them. And it'd be like them coming on the basketball court to teach you. No, that's not how it goes. These dudes are more than qualified to talk about the sport from things that they've seen on a critiquing level. They may not understand it, but they can go off the history of what they've learned about the game. And right now, Stephen A. Smith has full court press on right now. Full court press.
Look, you was a member of this now. Don't say the media. You too.
I'm not one of the people that I'm about to speak of, but you interrupted me because you don't know what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say is you're one of the media members that wants players to get the chip before they get validated, right? So how can I shut the media up?
Wait a minute. How can you speak for that man? You can't put words in that man's mouth. You can't speak for him and use it as an example. Listen, no, he would have to actually give you the okay to use his words and put them in his mouth. He would have to validate what you're saying right now. He would have to validate what you're saying right now. He would have to be in agreement with what you're saying right now. You just took it upon yourself to put words in that man's mouth. So right now, all you're doing is guessing. You're assuming. That was an assumption right there on the highest level.
I'm going to go get the chip. So that's what players are now doing. And we're going to look up in like 10 years, and all of the top players are going to actually have rings.
Time out.
How about that?
Time out.
Hold on. How about this? Stephen A. Smith never affirmed what you said. He never gave you an affirmation look, any of that. He never affirmed it, and I think you totally understand it. That seat look hot right now. They should have called that the hot seat, Jalen. I need you to put up a point, though. Come on, man. You got to fight back because this don't look right at all.
You're partially right. I definitely want the chip. I don't want you going broke. I don't want you failing to get your paper. I'm all down for that. And you know me about that. But the flip side is I have a problem when I see cats who have never won anything being celebrated as if they've won something. So I think that there are levels to this.
Correct.
Those who are champions and those who are not. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
I got to get back to the initial point.
Final thought.
Let me get back to the initial point.
Please do.
Nobody was mad at Chris Paul for joining James Harden. The Houston Rockets were
because Golden State was loaded.
But my point is,
and we needed competition.
This is a Kevin Durant conversation. This is a Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors.
No, it's not. It's look at the footer. It's not just about Kevin Durant. It's about Charles Barkley saying that super teams is going to hinder the NBA. Stay on topic, Jalen Rose. Look at my man with his shoes up. Look at this man with his feet up, man. And look at Stephen A. Smith's face. Like, if you don't knock it off. What are you talking about? This is not about Chris Paul. Listen, Chris Paul was never going to win anything with that team assembled out there if he didn't go and join somebody for some help. He had to keep the balance, to make people actually want to watch it. Or they was going to just walk through the West. You got to be kidding me.
Warriors conversation. It isn't necessarily a super teams conversation. There's multiple teams in the NBA with two all-stars.
Ooh, that was, ladies and gentlemen, that was ugly. Y'all hear what I'm telling you? That was ugly. Listen, all I want to say is this, man. A straw man argument can never survive against somebody that sticks to the primary sources. And Stephen A. Smith is very well experienced in that. He's been doing it for a long time. And let me tell you something, this was nothing short of a landslide. He strolled through the park on this one. I'm going to tell you right now, he hit him with everything but the kitchen sink. I mean, shut him out. He shut him out. Jalen Rose scored 1 point and then had it deducted because he used his own reasoning as to what these super teams are made up of. They're not all. Andre Iguodala wasn't a MVP. Andre Iguodala was just the best player on the Sixers at one point. And they got a good defensive player where he got out there and played a good role. And y'all hear the buzzer? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Listen, congratulations to Stephen A. Smith, man. You handled your damn business. Listen, leave your comments down below on what y'all think about this debate right here. Did y'all believe what Jalen Rose was saying? Did you believe what Stephen A. Smith was saying? What do you feel about the players going to these super teams and making super teams in any sport, whether it's football or basketball? Leave your comments down below. Did you believe in what I said? Did you like what I said? Leave your comments down below. If you got a problem, I'll address it in the comment section, or you can come up here and you can discuss it up here. But listen, if you're not a part of the channel, make sure you thumb up the video, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got a lot more of this coming. And Jalen Rose, man, listen, just please stay away from the straw man debates, man, because they don't work. They do not work. Stephen A., you handled your business. Salute to you, brother. You shut them out, man. That was impressive. So, ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, I will see you guys then. Score. Peace.